We are here at the Mini Oxford plant. This is the spiritual home of the Mini. They make the the F56, the F54, and the F55 here. This is a massive facility in its output, but not so massive in its size when you consider what other BMW plants look like. This is the Welcome Center, and of course there are plant tours. We're about to go on that. We cannot bring in cameras, so we'll take a little look at the museum, as they call it, take a quick tour of that, and then it's cameras off. We can talk about what we see, can't show you. Enjoy. We're here at the Mini Oxford plant in Oxford. This is the spiritual home of Mini, and this is the entrance to the factory. You can't take any video photos in the factory, as you can see. There's a fair amount of secrecy here, but we can show you is the sort of museum, if you will, or the entrance to the factory, which is pretty amazing. There is an incredible amount of very rare Minis. This is one of my favorites. In fact, I remember this from Mini United 2007. This is the Pet Mini, and that, yes, is real. GP, there's a lot of special editions here. There's this Paul Weller Mini, which is pretty cool. One of the original JCWs. This is actually my first Mini, more or less, that color combo. A ton of classics, as you can imagine. An original Countryman, and of course some of the original Minis ever made.
And in terms of what we've built over the years, we've built some great brands, starting from the Morris Minor, which is one of the first car in the UK to achieve over 1 million sales. So 1 million sales on the Morris Minor. It became very popular in terms of its kind of utility as a vehicle. That really brought the whole presentation to what's Alec Izagona's came around, this concept of a small car less than 10 feet, which was the original Mini. Yeah. So the classic Mini was born back in 1959. Became very popular through the 60s, as we all know. And obviously we've got some classic Minis here, which you can obviously focus on. One of the significant things is that BMW came to the plant here back in 1995 and will launch what we now know is the BMW Mini. Breathed new life into the whole brand of Mini and started with the Rarest, which is the first Mini that BMW created. BMW have continued that investment and growth into the business, and we'll certainly see that today when we go around the plant. We go from strength to strength, and we're producing over 1,000 Minis every day at the moment, over 1,000 Minis. And this plant here, we produce the 3-door at the 5-door and Clubman. And we're certainly going to see that growth in terms of Mini. It's very popular, and over 20 years in terms of its low life in BMW. There's some great brands, as you say. And one of the great things that you can see in terms of the kind of development of Mini is how even to these, from the iconic original Mini where we had some pop stars that, for example, I don't know if you're aware, but David Bowie had a Mini that was chrome plated. It was really rather nice. So we've had some classic Minis, and even the new Minis have been painted and disguised in terms of kind of finish and everything else.
Andrew, what was the first reaction when the workers saw the new Mini?
Sorry, say that?
The BMW Mini, when the workers saw the new Mini after that one. Were they enthusiastic, or in the first moment, oh, we are breaking with a tradition?
Well, a tradition, yeah. I mean, BMW Mini is kind of already starting, I think. I don't know what the interpretation in terms of press and people, but I was talking to some enthusiasts this week and really rating the R series. Yeah, the first new BMW Mini is already starting to become a bit iconic in terms of that kind of what they see as the first BMW Mini as being an iconic vehicle. Yeah, although we're kind of moving in Series 3, people are very popular with it still the original R series. As you can see, we've had limited editions. The GP is a classic example of the limited edition. Hopefully we'll see on the plant today, we see some limited editions. We've got some limited editions that we're currently doing. So we're always bringing those limited editions into the market. And then we come round in terms of where we're going and where we're developing. Obviously, one of the operations we had was within our 2012 was to build the electric vehicle for the 2012 London Olympics. But obviously that born the whole new generation of electric vehicles for the Mini. So we do the 3-door electric, and we certainly see the growth of that when we get down onto the plant later today. Yes, so the electric vehicles are built here, and we'll talk a little bit more detail when we get onto the plant, because there's something quite unique about the electric production here in Oxford. Yeah, and it's certainly pushed us to the forefront once again as a manufacturer in terms of what we did around the whole electric production to have made us kind of one of the first in the world to achieve that.
So we're back from the tour. A lot of stuff I would have loved to take photos of. Couldn't quite do it, of course. It is amazing to see the precision of this factory. The variability of the product is also amazing, as we know. No two Minis are really alike. And so how do you do that, making over 300,000 of them a year? Same line, you know, across all these different products, including the electric. So cool to see. There is just so much complexity in the just not just the assembly, but just bringing the parts in at real-time speed, getting things matched up perfectly with the cars. The systems they have in place are pretty incredible. The body and white facility itself is pretty amazing. Almost seemingly no humans at all. There were, I think, about 300 or so there, but just a field of robots creating these cars. The precision and the quality is the thing that really stands out to me. So many different points where there's quality control, quality assurance, and highly skilled labor force as well. There's I think a real solid reason why the current Mini is pretty trouble-free, and I think it's this doubling down on quality, these manufacturing processes, and of course the workforce here that has really made it possible. So really, really great tour. Highly recommended if you can make it to the UK from the US, or if you're in the UK, or if you're in Europe. This is a must-see for Mini fans, and of course this museum is a must-see as well. So highly recommended.